The audience inside The Late Show with Stephen Colbert was buzzing with anticipation the night Matt Damon walked onto the stage. Smiling, waving, it felt like a classic late-night moment. Damon hadn't done one of these appearances in months, and fans were eager to hear about his latest project. A gritty, Oscar-bait drama already stirring awards buzz. At first, everything was easy banter. Stephen praised Damon's career longevity, the crowd applauded, and Matt even poked fun at himself, joking about his Jason Bourne knees no longer being up for action scenes. The laughter rolled naturally. But then the tone shifted. Subtly. At first, just enough for sharp viewers to sense something was coming. Stephen leaned forward, hands clasped. "Matt, you've always been outspoken," he began. "But there was that time, remember, your comments about diversity in film? It caused some backlash. Do you still stand by what you said?" The room went silent. Damon's smile thinned. He sat straighter, his jaw tightening. "That was taken out of context," he said evenly, his voice clipped. "And honestly, Stephen, I thought we were here to talk about the movie, not rehash headlines from 7 years ago." A few nervous chuckles scattered through the crowd. Stephen didn't let up. "I think the audience deserves to hear where you stand now." His tone was calm but prosecutorial. The tension in the studio was thick. Matt exhaled sharply, shaking his head. "I've explained myself before. I'm not going to sit here and defend something that was twisted for clicks." Stephen smirked, not with malice, but with that signature Colbert look that blends humor with pointedness. The air between them was electric. The audience shifted uncomfortably. Damon glanced toward John Batiste, as if silently begging for a musical cue to break the tension. None came. Sensing a viral clip in the making, Stephen pushed harder. "You're one of the most powerful actors in Hollywood. Do you think it's fair to dodge accountability when you have that much influence?" The audience let out a collective, "Ooh." Matt leaned forward now, eyes narrowing. "Fair? Fair would be giving me a platform to actually discuss my work instead of baiting me with old controversies." His words were sharp. Sparks practically flew across the desk. The exchange dragged on, their voices overlapping. Damon tried to pivot back to the film, talking about remote shoots and grueling conditions, but Stephen cut in again with another pointed question about public perception. That's when Matt's composure cracked. "You know what, Stephen? If this is the conversation you want, then have it without me." Gasps filled the studio. Matt unclipped his mic and stood. The floor manager waved frantically for him to sit back down, but he ignored it. Under his breath, he muttered something the cameras didn't catch, though Colbert's raised eyebrows said it all. "Matt, come on, sit down. We can talk this through," Stephen urged, his voice still calm but tinged with concern. Damon shook his head. "No, man. I'm not here for a public ambush." He turned toward the curtain. The applause sign above the audience flickered uncertainly. Confused chatter spread as Damon walked off stage. Stephen froze for a beat, then turned to the camera with a half smile. "Well, that just happened." A few strained laughs trickled out. Trying to lighten the mood, he quipped, "Guess I'll have to call Jimmy Kimmel as a backup guest." It landed flat. Backstage, witnesses later claimed Damon refused every request to return. Producers pleaded. Stephen tried to apologize, but Damon had already grabbed his jacket and was gone. By the time the show cut to commercial, his car was pulling away from the studio. Within hours, the clip blew up online. Headlines screamed, "Matt Damon walks off Late Show and Colbert pushes too far." Social media split instantly. Team Matt trended alongside Colbert was right. Fans dissected the footage frame by frame like a sports replay. By morning, both camps issued statements. Damon's PR team claimed he'd been blindsided by a hostile interview and would focus only on his film. Colbert's team was more careful. They regretted the misunderstanding, but stood by the need for tough questions. Entertainment insiders whispered, would this derail Damon's awards campaign or make him look like a maverick unwilling to play the PR game? Either way, the incident dominated headlines. The next day, paparazzi swarmed Damon outside his New York hotel. He wore sunglasses, a hoodie, and muttered no comment as his publicist rushed him into an SUV. Across town, Colbert arrived at the CBS studio to cheering fans, but his own expression was subdued. Insiders claimed he'd re-watched the footage late into the night, wondering if he'd gone too far. By midday, the clip had over 5 million YouTube views. TMZ even published a leaked backstage video showing Damon gesturing angrily with muffled words, but lip readers swore he said, "I'm not your punching bag." The phrase became an instant meme, slapped on T-shirts and GIFs. Celebrities weighed in. Ben Affleck, ambushed by reporters in LA, defended his friend. "Matt's a stand-up guy. He doesn't walk away lightly." Bill Maher, on the other hand, joked on his show, "If you can't handle tough questions, maybe don't go on a late-night show." That night, Colbert addressed the elephant in the room. Sitting at his desk, he told viewers, "Last night's interview didn't go the way I hoped. I respect Matt Damon, and I wish we'd finished the conversation." The audience applauded, but online the statement was dissected endlessly. Was it an apology or damage control? Matt stayed silent. His refusal to do interviews only made the public more curious. 3 days later, at his movie premiere, every red carpet question circled back to Colbert. Damon forced a tight smile. "I'm proud of my film. That's all I'm talking about tonight." Cameras caught him walking straight past a CBS reporter without a glance. The clip went viral. Then came the twist. An anonymous late show staffer claimed the controversy segment had been pre-planned. Producers allegedly knew it might rile Damon, but never imagined he'd actually walk off. According to the insider, when Damon stood, Colbert first gestured to the band, assuming it was a bit, until he realized Damon was truly leaving. That revelation only fueled the fire. What began as a tense interview had become a cultural flashpoint about celebrity accountability, the ethics of late-night TV, and where the line should be drawn between honest questions and ambush. And no matter how the fallout unfolded, for Damon, for Colbert, for award season, one thing was certain. People would remember the night Matt Damon walked off The Late Show, leaving Stephen Colbert alone under the lights, his practiced smile just barely hiding the fact that he'd lost. His guest in real time,